Hi guys, I'm Ahmed.
And I'm Larry.
And this is the 2020 BMW 520i.
BMW 520i. 2020 model.
2020.
2021 they're coming with a facelift.
Yes, the big grill. The big kidney grill, right?
Well, we don't know, but we only assume seeing the 4 Series and knowing the 7 Series.
I'm loving this with the auto shut grill.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that did that. When you were explaining them to me, that was really cool. So these grills, when you open the car, they open to obviously allow air to go through to cool the engine and whatnot. I mean, this is what's the engine size, Ahmed?
2.0, 184 horsepower, 4-cylinder, twin turbo. So yeah, the basic boring stuff that I love to read about.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with that. The thing is about the 5 Series, it's the mile cruncher. Now this one, yes, isn't the biggest engine you can get, and this is the basic spec. Now this car is what? 20,000 dinar, about
19,000. 19,990.
The car's 20,000 dinar and change. What is that? £50,000, $60,000, give or take.
But it's the standard basic model.
Yes. So 18-inch wheels.
Yes.
Plenty of tech for basic.
A lot.
I mean,
and the thing is, you don't have the BMW laser lights.
No.
Not on this option.
But
you have
good enough from what I've seen.
They are good enough.
They're really good.
I heard Louis saying to a point that he felt so relaxed that he wanted to sleep.
And I did. I did go to
Not
sleep.
behind the wheel.
No, God no. Now the thing is, this car, people are saying that it's semi-autonomous.
It has auto parking sensor.
Yes.
Sorry, it has the parking sensor. It has the auto parking feature. And it has a lot of amenities for your safety, like
obviously,
sensors
and
at the
that's very
front,
important
back,
nowadays.
and camera.
This car is a mile cruncher. You're going to be able to go far with this car, and you're not really going to feel the miles. You're so comfortable in that seat. Now this is genuinely, up until this point, this is maybe the most comfortable car I've ever sat in.
Now, one thing that actually surprised me is that on the side skirt of the door, okay, there is a chrome bit. Now that chrome bit, I assumed that it was closed, just like, for design. It's actually opened and it takes air from the front of the grille.
Oh wow!
Exactly.
But from driving this one, this was so comfortable, and I love it.
I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. That even at, when you say base, even at the base model, if you're feeling comfortable in a BMW, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, then you're deviating. If you're not taking a base model and feeling comfortable, then what's the point?
Exactly. And I mean, like you said, 184 brake. This isn't the most powerful car, but it certainly is. It's not going to leave you.
The back is really nice with the LED lights and with the multiple. They sort of making it, unified between the 5 Series, 3 Series, 4 Series, 7 Series. They're all going for sort of a unification to the way they look.
I mean, that's always been what happens with these major car companies, these BMW, this Mercedes.
Yeah.
I mean, some people can argue that they're the same car.
Should we head on inside the car?
Yeah, let's go head on in the car.
See how it feels like.
Okay, I'm driving first.
So we'll just take a closer look at the spec of the car that we have here today, the BMW 520i. Obviously the car is black and it features some chrome bit, especially around the front grille or the kidney grills of this BMW. Now you have multiple sensors all around the car for your safety. You have the front sensors and you have at the back multiple sensors as well. And in the front of the car you have the front facing camera, and around the back you have the back camera, and on either side of the car or the side mirrors the cameras exist over there, so it will give you that 360 look that you see in your parking system. Now moving on from the cameras and the parking sensors on the car, you have the LED fog lights, which is a nice feature that's always bright, and then you have the LED daytime running light daytime running lights and the xenon headlights. Also continuing with the chrome style, you have the chrome bits on either side of the door sill and around the window sill itself, so it gives you that elegance and that, let's say, premium look. Obviously you have a power sunroof and you have the famous shark fin radio antenna that's right now on most of the cars. Now going to the back side of the car, you will see that you have the dual tip exhaust, not dual tip but dual exhaust, giving it's a 2.0 liter engine, and you have the LED tail lights, which are really beautiful and really gorgeous at night. Then you see the trunk itself, it has a spacious capacity. I mean, it's deep, it's wide, and you can have some extra luggage over there inside. Now we finished out the exterior, let's go on with the review.
First impressions of the car?
Just a few meters.
Yeah, that's first impressions. Okay. First impressions, I'm not going until you say.
Okay, first impressions about the car. I mean, inside it feels somewhat luxurious. I mean, it's a BMW at the end of
middle of the range.
Yeah.
Gotta imagine, remember,
so
middle of the
still
range.
like leather all around. I mean, it got, you know, this fox wood, or fox trim. It's not wood, but it's just like, you know, it's made to look like wood, which doesn't look bad actually. It just, you know, it looks nice. And obviously you have the digital displays out in front of you.
No, I found out on the way that this touch screen.
Continuing with the car itself, I mean, when I first looked at the digital gauge cluster, I didn't realize it was digital because I'm seeing the edges that are like
it's
actual
like,
physical edges.
So the new obvious cars, which have obviously come out after this one, because this is, I think, a 2017 car, have the model. So
okay,
like
the
when
trim.
it was renounced,
So,
trim, was 2017. Now the newer ones don't have it, and I think it's a nice little in-between space.
Between analog and digital.
Yes.
Yeah. Moving from the digital cluster with an analog touch to it, I mean, you have this nice central console over here with a touch screen that I didn't know it was touch screen. I thought it was
No,
controlled.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
So the iDrive system is the same one I had in the Mini, but this one's obviously a more up-to-date version. Obviously this car coming out a year after the Mini was even made. So the thing is, like, it's a bit more intuitive, it's a lot easier to use, and they've added everything that people had obviously complained about. Touchscreen is now, obviously because everybody's got a touchscreen phone, everybody just wants it in the car. They find it easy to use, but I've only used it once.
No, but that's the
I
thing.
will never use it again.
The normal German cars, Audi, BMW, is that they have even Mercedes, they have the control over here next to the gear itself, so the driver wouldn't take his eyes off the road and try to find his settings. It's just literally with
and that's something I was going to say, especially right now. This is pros and cons to having buttons. It's easy to do the AC. Now I want to mention, it is, what is it, 43 degrees outside.
Yes.
So to change the AC quickly was easy, especially coming in and out of the car. It's well known you're going to give yourself a cold or a sore throat or something. Now, that's much better than having to go through all of the systems in the iDrive.
Yes. Moving on from that, you have just a normal center console with the, I would say, this gear lever, when the first time, like, I've tried it on the 5 Series 2010, I think that was my first interaction with the gear lever similar to this. I got confused. It's like, what?
No,
what
when I got into the car, I don't remember the button being here on the side and just you having to push and pull.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot the button was there, and I'm just like, when I first got on, I was like, what's going on? Just looking like an idiot in front of all of the dealership. Like,
but I mean,
it's not working.
It still looks minimalistic, and it looks ergonomic itself.
It's very BMW.
Yeah. And other than that, you have what doesn't show over here is the ambient lighting. Apparently you have around 11 what do you call it, colors in the ambient lighting. I mean, obviously at night you'll be able to see it.
The thing is, this car is very, very comfortable. It's smooth, and it's going to crunch up the miles super easily. When we got in this car, it's now got just above, so it's just above halfway. I'm going to say that this car can do about 900 kilometers on a full tank.
I mean, my car does on a full tank 450 kilometers.
Don't get me wrong, yes, I know it's 2 liters, yes, I know.
But this is the thing. 2 liter is supposed to be for economy, and when you buy a car for economy, you're not gonna care much about, like, you know, V8, V6, you know, this horsepower, X horsepower engine, so on. No, you care about getting from point A to point B
Yeah.
in a comfortable way
Yeah.
and with less amount of
And
fuel.
the
using.
seat, I have to say, this is the most comfortable seat I've been in a car in.
So let's take a closer look around the spec on the interior of the car that we're reviewing today. We see that we have the beige leather with the Fox wood trim that we talked about earlier, and then you have the famous steering wheel from BMW with buttons on either side to control everything. And also for the sporty look, you have the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, and then you have the digital cluster with the, let's say, physical edges around it. And then moving to the center, you have the touch screen with the physical buttons underneath it for media and AC, and underneath that you have the gear shifter and the media control physical button. Next to the gear shifter you have the sport, comfort and eco settings of the car, and behind it you have the auto parking or the handbrake and the auto hold function also. It has a decent armrest area for storage with a USB input, as you can see also, and it has a wireless charging with USB in front of the two cup holders in the car itself. The glove compartment is fairly decent. You can store some documents over there and your wallet probably. Looking at the back side of the car, it has some decent space for 2 people or 3 to sit comfortably, and they have their own light control setting underneath the AC vents. Now that was the quick look around inside the spec of what we have. Let's continue on with the final bit of the review.
This was the review for the 2020 BMW 520i, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, and tell us.
Do you never feel weird saying that?
No, I never feel it. Tell us what do you guys think of the BMW 520i down in the comment section.
Really
in the comment section below. And until next time,
said it.
guys, I'm Ahmed, and this is Louis. See you guys.